Shalom. First and foremost, we want to say all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai.
We want to give double honors to our elder apostles, a great millstone. All right, GMS that taught us this knowledge of rule well out of New York. All right. We want to get on a quick lesson of who the biblical Israelites are, who the Edomites are, Jacob and Esau. They play an important role in the Bible. And basically, based upon that, you have your nation that's going to receive salvation out of the nation of Israel, and then you're also going to have your nation that, is basically doomed to destruction or wasted away. So with that, we're going to grab this first script here.
This is Genesis chapter 25. I'm going to start at verse 19, and it says, "And these are the generations of Isaac. Abraham's son, Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, the daughter of Syrian of Padoram, the sister of Rabah, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated for the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived."
Right. So the Lord basically, blessed Rebekah to birth, man. All right. And that's how the conception of Jacob and Esau are. And see, that's where it all began, because you have your blessed line. You started with Noah, then you had his sons, which were Ham, Japheth, and Shem. All right. And then you had your nations come from that, and then you like the brother just said in Genesis, Isaac and Rebekah were trying to have kids. So this is an important part of the conception of Israel being the Israelites, and then also who the biblical Edomites are.
"And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus?"
So basically the children being twins, all right, Jacob and Esau, because they were quarreling inside the womb. They didn't get along necessarily with one another in the womb. So that shows you also, those are big identifiers on who those people are today, biblically. What two nations, or what we would call races today, would be the biblical Israelites, and which ones would be the biblical Edomites.
"And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb."
So the Lord said, two nations are in thy womb. And basically the Lord divided Esau and Jacob in the womb from beginning. And see, earlier in the creation, you had Adam and Eve, and you had that wicked spirit basically with Cain and Abel. We all know that Cain and Abel, the story of that, how Cain slew his brother Abel because of his wicked offering, his deceit towards God. And that wicked spirit, basically the Most High, this is the beginning of creation, he's putting that spirit of salvation and that spirit of wickedness into a nation of people, all right? And that's still relevant to this day.
"And two manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people."
Right, so the one people of those twins are going to be stronger than the other nation. So then, that also is an identifier today of who the biblical Israelites are. Who are the strongest nation of people on the planet? All right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Biblically. All right? And that's to the patriarchy.
That's right. Okay. And it says, "And the elder shall serve the younger."
Right. The elder shall serve the younger. Go ahead.
"And when her days to deliver were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb."
Right. There were twins in her womb. Go ahead.
"And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau."
All right. So Esau came out first. Esau was the firstborn of Isaac. He came out red all over like a hairy garment. Okay. He was the first nation, all right, the first individual, I should say, at that time who didn't have melanin. Okay, every nation of people on this earth has some type of melanin.
Cotton, I got a precept for that, brother, if you don't mind me grabbing it real quick that you said that. This is Numbers 12 and 12. And I'm going to start at, actually it's Numbers 12 and 10, excuse me, I'm going to read the 12. And it says, "The cloud departed from the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous."
Right, so Miriam became leprous. It was a curse from the Most High. Just like Moses, when he was in conversion with the Most High, one of the revelations he gave unto him to give unto Pharaoh was to put his hand into his chest, or in his bosom, his chest cavity, and he brought it back out, and he had no melanin. Also, a testimony of what the appearance of the real biblical Israelites look like.
And then it says, and Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not thy sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Look not, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when she cometh out of her mother's womb.
Right. So basically, that's the role of an Israelite right now. And then, we'll jump back to the Genesis 20:25. Did you have a set? But that's the role of the Israelites, man. Constantly in disobedience and wickedness, according to the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. All right?
God, and they were begging not to be born with leprous, man, and that's what Esau had, because of her wickedness. So they were saying that the children born of her would have leprous now that she's leprous. Man.
Right.
Okay. And this is chapter 26, and it says, and after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was Jacob.
Well, that's important because in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, it says that, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so Esau, Edom, okay, we know he had no melanin. Okay, every nation of people at that time on the planet had some type of melanin. All right, so he was leprous. He had no melanin. All right, he would be what we would call Caucasoid today. All right, the so-called Edomite, or the Edomite, or so-called Caucasian. Okay,
or fair skin.
Right.
And it says, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them, and the boys grew together, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Right, Esau a cunning hunter, and that plays out to his role today in America. It's undeniable who Esau Edom is in America, right? And today, in this right now, where we are in the Bible, because the Bible is a timeline. It basically starts from beginning in creation and goes all the way in to Armageddon. Okay.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Right. So Esau's the hunter. Jacob, the Israelites, being a plain man, dwells in tents. Okay, so let's look at Edomite culture, the so-called Caucasian culture. You got like CMT, CMT, you got country music, what does Esau always do?
Well, shit, just
identify, like, he's always wanting to hunt stuff. Like,
look at all those shows. You got swamp people.
Yeah.
That ain't Jake. You got wild safari African hunts. You got Esau.
What is it, water monsters, whatever? Monsters,
yeah,
right.
Water monsters or monster fish. There it is.
Yeah, he goes those like
remote places and fish
with the big fish stories or whatever that ate someone, and he goes and tries to catch them.
That's right.
But then what do you see Jake doing? Music videos. Playing 2K. Smoking weed. Basically, you got like you said, Esau's a hunter. Jake dwells in tents. He chills. That's what that means.
Right.
You chill.
Right.
Whatever that is, like you listen to music, you do whatever. You're just not doing all that extra stuff.
Right.
And to identify who that is very quickly, let me grab this set. This is Numbers chapter 13, and I'm going to start at 3. And it says, and Moses, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them forth into the wilderness, all those men were the head of the children of Israel. Okay, so this is the children of Israel, the sons of Jacob, man. Okay, Esau's brother. And it says, and these were their names, son of Zakar, of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphath, the son of Hurai, the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephthah, the tribe of Issachar, Agad, the son of Joseph, the tribe of Ephraim, Hosea, the son of Nun, of the tribe of Benjamin, Pelati, the son of Rapha, of the tribe of Zebulun, Galadi, the son of Zad, in the tribe of Joseph, namely the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Susi, and then of the tribe of Dan, Amel, the son of Jimnah, and the tribe of Asher, Shethur, the son of Michael, and of the tribe of Naphtali, Nabib, the son of Jespith. And at the tribe of Gad, Reuel, the son of Micah. These are the names of the men that Moses sent to spy on the land, and Moses called Hosea, the son of Nun, Joseph, and that just goes to show, man, that those are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay, and it named even the ones that were chosen by Moses, who most likely were the 12 apostles beforehand. You know, in the land of Moses, man.
That's right.
Or not in the land of Moses, but you know, when they were sent to the wilderness to scout ahead.
That's right.
So basically, to be those light bringers or those light bearers for the nation of Israel, those leaders, man, in the flesh. Okay, just like there's spiritual leaders in the flesh today, man. Okay. We'll get right back into this. This is back in Genesis chapter 25, and I'm gonna start at 28. And it says, Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob shot porridge, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed thee, I pray thee, with that same bread porridge, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom.
Right, so Esau's role at that time, coming in from the forest, basically he was so hungry that he decided to, or what he's going to go ahead and do is sell his birthright to Jacob. All right, that's the type of individual that he is. And it also shows you the separation between the flesh and the spirit. All right, we know that the Israelites are a spiritual people. Also an identifier of who the biblical Israelites are. And the Edomites being a carnal people. Okay,
this everything now.
Right. So his temperament at that time was to basically say, I need to eat. You know, there's nothing that's going to stop me from eating. I'm about to die.
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do unto me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of the lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau dispelled his birthright.
Right, so I don't know about you, but that sounds like a formal agreement. Like a man between a man. Somebody comes up to you and you shake somebody's hand, you have an agreement. Okay, so Esau basically was hungry. He came in from the field. He's like, all right, I'll give you my birthright as long as you give me you make this food for me so I don't faint because I'm starving. All right?
To put the first rejection in the perspective, the whole point of Jacob asking Esau for his blessing is if you're really that hungry, if you're about to die, then this blessing won't mean anything to you. Because obviously you're on death's door. I'm the only one that can help you right now. You came to me. So give me what's most important to you. That's a fair trade-off. If your life is most important to you, then I want something that's important to me. But then Esau had to think for a second, am I really that hungry? And being as petty and as bitchy as he is, he said, you know what? Yeah, my stomach, I'm going to give in to carnality. The pains.
And it wasn't like Jacob wasn't going to feed him.
He was just like...
He was just waiting for the pottage to be done.
Yeah. It's like, he wanted that bad.
You know, he was like, let me eat it. He was like, no, it's not done. Because if I'm going to eat it, it's going to be cooked.
He's like, no, I'm famished. I'm dying.
When he gave it to Esau uncooked, Jacob's not going to eat that. So he said, you're going to ruin my meal. Give me something.
Right. Also shows you what kind of people eat raw meat on Earth today. What kind of people like eat their meat rare.
I want to hear it now.
Yeah.
Because he but they were brothers. I'm sure Jacob would have been like, yeah, just wait for it to be done.
That's what he told him.
And Esau was like, nah, man, I'm at the point to die. I want that shit now.
I can't do it.
Jacob's like, well, it's not even done. I ain't going to be able to eat it if you eat it right now.
He's like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay. And then I got a set for you, Job. This is Job 9 and 24, and it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where, and who is he?
So that's like basically, that's where we're at right now with Esau ruling the world. We have a carnal man that would rather, eat his food now rather than wait for it to be cooked and risk all the things that come with eating raw food. which is proven is unhealthy. You shouldn't do something like that. So that's the type of environment that we're living in America right now.
That's right.
That's who's ruling the world, the wicked. The people that want to do the most base things, the carnal things, like eat raw meat. What else? What else, guys?
Let's eat raw meat. Let's
homosexuality.
fuck each other in the butts.
Right.
Let's have kids and abandon them as fathers, or as mothers. Let's get some man to fuck me and take their child away. Never give them a chance. Let's do all that. This sounds like the place I want to live in.
Right.
Does it sound great for you? Because this is where we live.
Right.
In the land of Esau, Edom, you get AIDS. You get these did not exist when Jake was in rulership. You get syphilis, gonorrhea. You get something called a blue waffle. That shouldn't exist when a female has every STD imaginable.
That's right.
But only in a land this disgusting, this vile, will you ever be able to witness something like that.
Right.
I never thought that was possible, that somebody's skin can be so infected it turns purple as blue. And then someone takes a picture of it and then puts it all over the internet. But that's normal out here. But hey, say homosexuality is wrong. You're bad. Say that a man should be able to, I don't know, have custody over his child versus the woman being the only one that gets the decision. That's bad. He can go have another one. You know how she had to carry that baby. That's where we live today.
Right.
And this is Esau's kingdom. So if you wanna really get a perspective of how Esau really is, who he truly is, just look around.
Right. Could you read that again, brother?
It's Job 9:24, and it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, who cover up the faces of the judges thereof."
Right. So not only did he, is the wicked ruling right now, but he took the identity of the real biblical Israelites. That's also an identifier of who the wicked is. And we're going to get into that as well. These Edomites, man, these so-called Caucasians. They took the Bible and then they rewrote it and they whitewashed it, just like they've done throughout all history, to fit their needs. All right? Like the brother was saying, the wicked. All right? You can't, that's how you know you're in a society where, like the brother was saying, you can't even have your own kids. You have child support, things like that, where it's not even designed to help your children.
Or you.
Yeah, it's really just designed to make money off your children, the system, and to keep you out of your children's life, so that the state can have more authority and more rule over your household.
God, I gotta say it again. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verses 48, and it says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likenesses of their images."
Right, right. Paint the likeness of their images. And that's exactly what they did. You look at the Renaissance, the rebirth, that's why they called it that, because it was a point in history where the Europeans, all right, the so-called Caucasians, dominated the world, all right?
Or look at any National Geographic or History Channel documentary on Yahweh Shai, or who they'll call Jesus. Have you ever seen him darker than a tan Edomite? Ever? And the only reason they tanned him is because he's in the sun. He had to at least have something.
Right.
But that's what they're covering up the true face of the judges. And who is the ultimate judge?
Right.
Yahweh Shai. They're going to put a pedophilic, fucking homosexual, incestual person up there instead and say, that's your savior.
And see, what that did is that gave authority for these Edomites, these Caucasians, so-called, to rule the world. That's why when you go to these, so-called third world countries, these people, they really believe in these Caucasians. Or they did, at least.
The white man's here.
In these last couple centuries, he's developed this image where he'd take his ideologies, all right, Esau we're talking about, and spread them around the world. What we would call democracy, which is really demon rule. Demo being demon, and Crassi being rulership. That's what we're dealing with right now.
I got to accept. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. I'm going to read down to 41. And it says, and Esau said unto his father, Thou hast one blessing for me, my father. Bless me, even also, O father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered him, saying unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right, and that's the role that these so-called Caucasians have assumed. They've taken this head start based on the backs of slavery over the so-called Negroes, the genocide of the Native Americans, the robbery of this land in America. They've benefited off of that. The fatness of the earth, like the butter, man, the real good stuff. That's the role that these Edomites take. That's why you see that they have these lavish lifestyles that are certainly far better than the majority of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
So even the rich ones. you ask somebody who P. Diddy is. Oh, that's that millionaire. Right. Ask somebody who David Rothschild is. Oh, that's that trillionaire.
Right.
You know how many millions you have to make or have to get trillion? Just 1 trillion? So people got that false image. Oh, well, you see, Diddy made it. Oh, Jay-Z made it. LeBron made it. They got petty change compared to the wealthiest families in the world, who own over or what is it? What's the number over a trillion? They owe over $500 trillion of the world's money. Just one family, the Rothschilds. Assets, all that.
Land.
But yet, I gotta base my dreams, my aspirations off this one dude who got given $1 million, which is like a penny to them, just so they can keep us distracted.
And it says that the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherein his father blessed him.
Well, that's deep right there. So Esau hated Jacob. All right, so a couple verses back, we know that Jacob inherited the blessing. All right, so Esau's blessing first is to have this earth. Because when he was born, he came out first. And what did the scripture say? The elder shall serve the younger. So Esau being born first, now we're in this, at this time where Esau's supposed to serve the Israelites.
Yeah, we're literally living out prophecy that was prophesied in Genesis, man.
Right.
Because we're in the time of them having that dominion, of them having the fatness, of them being
rulership,
the dew of the earth, you know.
And then that goes in also. The Most High, he's working with Esau on a wicked level, man. The Most High has allowed Satan, all right, on the left hand, on the left side. That's right. All right. Most High has his devices, man. What he uses to control and make things happen. Right, you have your righteous on the right side and your wicked on the left side. He's working with Esau through Satan, man. Just like if you read Job and how he consulted with Satan to give testimony to his servant Job. All right, that's how he's working with these Edomites in America right now. That's why he's working with these Edomites to think that they have this ability to rule the world forever, just like Rome. And Rome fell. All right.
Oh, that fell hard.
Right, Rome fell
in a day.
And America's on a fast track to do the same thing, the same exact thing, and that's the regeneration through the Spirit. And like the brother said, we're in the times now where the Most High has given these Edomites, these so-called Caucasians, biblically, these Edomites, all right, the nation of people that are destined to be wasted away, annihilated, according to the Bible, the power to possess nuclear technology. And they're going to take these nukes and they're going to use them on this earth. And then we're all going to be asked out. Thus saith the Bible, man.
So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherein his father had blessed him.
Right.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. But then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So Esau should have taken, and that's also, it's a cold cut because the Europeans, the so-called Caucasians, were the ones that worked with these other nations. And don't get me wrong, these other nations had a huge part in the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American slavery, all right, genocide. But these Edomites, man, they consulted heavily to put the Negroes, okay, particularly the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin and Levi, the West Indians, all right, and the Haitians, the Levites, okay, today, into that hard bondage, man, all right? And they were supposed to let the people of the Lord go. But what did they do? They took America from Issachar,
And
okay,
Gad.
the Issacharites and Gad, and Reuben. They took Florida from Reuben, the Seminoles, all right? So that's contrary to what the Bible said, that Esau, okay, who has dominion, okay, dominion breaking down, or what is it, era? What is it?
Dominion breaking down to like domination.
Right, our time, domination
like
of the time,
dominant?
but what's the
Yeah,
era?
dominant.
What's the era?
And then era in
Time.
world, also like or the end of world or anything that refers like that.
End of
That
an
goes
age,
back
yeah.
to era
In
or
the age,
ion
yeah.
or age.
Yeah.
Basically meaning a time period or
Right.
an existing time period or a previous time period or a future time period.
Right. So we're in the age now of wickedness.
God. And I got another set, man. Now, slack you, brothers. I'm just in love with these. This is Psalms 83, and it says, and I'm starting at verse 3 and read down. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thine hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, so that the name of Israel, Yasharallah, may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, and they are They are in confederacy against thee." And then it goes down to name, and we'll stop there, and I got another 7. This is Amos chapter 1, verse 11, and it says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. And he did cast off all pity and his anger, and did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever."
So you have these so-called Edomites, these Caucasians. They were supposed to build up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not come to America and take their land. You know, what did they do? They gave them offerings and taught them how to grow corn. They turned around and gave them blankets with influenza, killed millions of Native Americans. The same thing with Issachar, the so-called Latinos, the Aztecs, the true-blooded originals. I won't say original because they're not original to America, but at that time,
Pre-Columbus,
Manifest Destiny.
yeah.
With you have this
Which has a part 2.
yeah, and it will come.
Con. Now I got another set. This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And it says, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I give thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever, saith the Lord."
Right. So what culture of people in America doesn't have a background or a history? And you look at these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the furthest they'll tell you go back to,
Is Africa.
or Africa, or you were a savage, or you were in a loincloth before history, and there's nothing else that you should know.
Nothing.
There's nothing in history that you should be aware of. Well, you go back and you look at the Israelite culture, the so-called Dark Ages. They called it dark because it was a melanated time where the melanated races, first and foremost being the Israelites, were ruling the world. All right? And that's the same thing that Esau will tell you. Esau will tell you that all we were is savages. But in America, we don't know who we are.
And the funny thing is, the truth, the cold, hard truth about it is Esau didn't know how to take a shit and get the shit out of his ass.
Didn't know how to
before
shower.
He made Jake, man. Before Jake decided that it was okay to go ahead and teach his brother what was up.
Right.
You know,
Didn't know how to shower with soap.
the children of Esau were goddamn straight cavemen, man. The Neanderthals, man.
That's right.
All right, you learned civilization from Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for y'all to say that we're savages, then what are you?
It's reverse hypocrisy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
And to be quite honest, some of our greatest civilizations you've got everything from.
it's like a child getting in an argument, knowing they lost. So you're stupid.
Con.
It was like the child knows they're not stupid. They're just pissed.
Right.
Con.
That's why they're like, "Yo, fucking savages." They know we're not savages.
Because Esau thinks he's some kind of great ingenuitive, or he's some kind of great engineer, or he is God on earth, man.
That's a great.
Alright.
That's great. Yeah.
But you done forgot that literally everything that you have is copycat, man.
Right.
Esau's not a form of anything. Matter of fact, you nations aren't a form of anything. Everything that exists and is a functioning fluid, you know, thing, place, being, or anything like that, man. Most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, it's created by Jacob. No matter where it's at in the world, because Jacob was spread throughout the 4 corners of the earth. You know, they talk about how great the East cultures were. In China, and in Japan, and Korea.
Where'd they get
Most
that
of those
from?
people were Jake, and in that time period, were all dark skinned. Look at the pictures. Look at the history. Why do you think they draw the samurais dark all the time? They almost look like they had no faces.
Which is another proof to the point that Esau is the only leprous nation.
Huh.
All the other nations have some form of melanin. So
And-
based off the Bible saying that Esau came out red all over, there's really no question as to who the son of perdition is.
Kind of. Matter of fact, we gonna prove it in through history and the scriptures, man. Through faith and fact. Okay.
And leprosy is not a skin disease that eats away at your skin. That's SARS. Leprosy is lack of melanin.
Kinda.
Point blank, period.
No
That's
color.
it. No color.
Yeah, like Mercer or something.
Yeah.
Translucent.
Try to say the people with their limbs falling off. Like, oh, he's got leprosy.
Yeah.
Then why does that melanin?
Right.
And then this is chapter 6, 2nd Ezra, and it says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it which followeth."
So that's important because the Lord, even though the brother just read through it, we'll get it again, but the Lord dealt solely with the patriarchy of that line, coming from Shem down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the way from Shem, the blessed line, lineage. And then he said, okay, so Esau is the beginning of the world. Okay, these are all nations.
That fatness, that dude.
Right, and then Isaac was the procreator of how many nations, biblically?
How many
Quite a
sons?
few.
How many
Yeah,
sons?
but-
Because you have Hebrew, what is an Edom? Edomites are Hebrew,
Yeah, Hebrew Edomite.
but there's only one biblical Israelite.
A lot do come out of Isaac. A lot came out of Abraham.
There are quite a few except for the Ham and the Canaanites. Right,
And
so
like Lot and Moab, I don't think they're.
right.
I think they're our cousins, not our brothers.
So you have Hebrews, you know, there's a lot, but it's like the brother was saying in the scripture, it's dealing with nations. So which nations today are who? Who's who?
As a matter of fact, you know, it's a blessing to be Israelite, but it's also a blessing not to be a goddamn Edomite, man.
That's right.
If you one of these other nations and you're not an Edomite, man, the Lord doesn't necessarily completely hate you. You're just not his favorite. You're just not his chosen. You're just not his
You're just there.
preferred.
You're just there. You're there.
to give them company.
Yeah, you're there.
You have a purpose.
You're a background set.
and you know, even throughout the scriptures, the Lord had set up among the heathen who actually not too bad, you know, and they actually gave, you know, homage to the Lord. All right, and revered the Lord. And there's going to be the same thing. You heathen nations are going to have a king over your portion in the kingdom of heaven once you're done fulfilling the slavery that you have to pay for, because the Lord is upset with you for what you helped Esau do
Right.
and what you continue to do with Esau.
Right.
But he know Esau's, you know, that cunning bastard that got you to do it.
Right.
You know,
Because there's a consequence for everything you do.
consequences.
What the hell is this?
Right.
That song. But let me get into Maccabees, man. This is First Maccabees, and I'm gonna start at chapter 1. So this is gonna prove exactly to you which nation is the wicked and who the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai appointed as the wicked and identified as the wicked via the scriptures. And this is also why it's not in your everyday Sunday service. Okay. And it happened after that Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chedon, had smitten Darius the king of the Persians and the Medes, and he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. So,
Right. So Alexander the Great. We all remember that in history class. We all remember what role that he played. That's one of the big things that you learned about. You didn't learn about much before Alexander the Great,
He's a great conqueror.
but when you learn about Alexander the Great, they
He
puff him
ruled
up.
the world.
They puff him up.
He went in there and he slew them like nobody's business.
it's like nobody's
He did it to him.
Right.
God.
That's how they talk about
And
him.
the reason that he says the first over Greece, because guess what? Greece was predominantly dark-skinned before Alexander came. Okay, that was actually your Japhetic people, the people that you call mostly Hawaiians or Samoans, Tongans, Guam or Fijians, or whatever the case may be. Those were your main Greeks. And then you had Jake, of course. There, Jake, I think, had three what were they called? City-states in Greece that really ruled over the rest of Greece. Because Sparta was looked at as the rulers of Greece, because they had the best military might. All right, they ruled over Athens when you know they had their conflicts, but when it came down to it, if you had a conflict and you were going into war, you had someone to be at a battle, you'd call upon Sparta. Can we get your help?
Yeah, tributaries.
You know what I'm saying?
Tributaries.
And the Greek word for the Spartans is what is it? Lacidians?
Laodiceans.
Laodiceans, man. All right. It actually goes back to dark skin, man. Why do you think they wore their beards? Why do you think they didn't shave their beards?
It's a Jake custom.
It's a Israelite custom, Khan. Okay? Why do you think they trained from when they were young, man? The only people that have a mindset that can do that kind of thing and whatever they put their mind to accomplish it is Jake, man. So they said, you know what, we're gonna live because there's not gonna be a nation of people on this earth that can fuck with us.
And they were blessed in the war.
And just like Psalms, what is it, 144?
Teaches my hands of war. Yeah.
Khan, it's the Lord, man. If the Lord is with you, and He taught your hands to war, man, and you're well versed in the sounds of battle, you use a bad man.
Right. That's like
you use a bad man, John.
This video I was watching today where this brother was breaking down Saul and David.
Khan. And Saul was a man that was loved by the Lord, man.
Until he went against the Lord's word by not killing every Amalekite.
That's right.
He reserved the king, Agag.
Yep.
And then David said, "What are you doing? Like, the Lord told you kill
God,
everybody, take everything."
And that's what happens to an Israelite, because there's a lot of good brothers, or quote unquote good brothers, because they're not necessarily good. Their spirit has revealed themselves. But you know, there's a lot of good brothers like that in the fold that's in Israel right now that are falling off.
Huh?
It's hard in this truth right now, man.
And yeah, good
because the Lord is turning that pot, man. You just gotta hold on, hope you don't fall out the pot.
You get sifted.
You know what I'm saying, Khan?
But to go back to your point, once David rebuked him, so it got to the point where David and Saul were like, Saul's like, okay, I'm not liking this dude. So then they're going on these conquests. David goes out. It says killed 10,000. Saul only killed thousands. Saul's getting pissed. He gets jealous.
Yeah, because David was slaying all kinds of others.
Slaying them.
Yeah. It's like
because the Lord was with them.
It's like that. Speaking, we were just talking about the Laodiceans, and I always mention this, man, when that scene where King Leonidas breaks from the breaks from the phalanx. When they're in the phalanx.
And they're like,
no man shall die. What is your fulfill? Boom! They're just slaying these motherfuckers. And then he's like, all right, the Lord's will be seen. He just breaks out, nigga, and kills all.
But that's what it's like when the Lord's with you. An average man will kill hundreds. You'll kill thousands.
And that's without spiritual power.
And David,
spiritual guidance.
David was spiritually guided, but didn't have spiritual power. And he was a strong man too.
Just imagine how that elect's gonna be in that day.
That's what I'm saying. If David, a man like us with a healthy diet, that's basically David was today's Jake with a healthier diet.
Think about John Jones, but back when the world's air wasn't polluted
and the food wasn't GMO.
Right.
That's what David was. Now, like the brother said, now think
on
of
a spiritual level,
somebody with spiritual power. That's like Goku
that has the
going
same
Super Saiyan.
You know
and Yahushua said, "You shall do greater things than me."
Come.
So, and then like the brother was getting into, like these Edomites, that's like the brother was saying, they were conquering Rome at that time because it wasn't predominantly, should we say, what they call so-called Caucasian.
And then going back to the Psalms 83, where the heathen came together, guess who helped them do it? Guess who for the most part, helped them conquer not only Greece, but mostly Rome as well.
Talking about those slaves?
Which made Macedonia Eastern Rome.
Talking about those slaves?
And the main, the Italy of boot, Western Rome. What made that happen?
Yo.
Your Ishmaelites, man. Because who helped conquer Greece? Persia. Okay? And then, when they conquered it, they went to war with each other, and Esau beat them. Esau beat your Ishmaelites. He slew Darius.
That's right. The Persian.
Okay? And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. So, like we're talking about this society, this culture that you see in America, it's a melting pot. Okay, it's a combination of all the nation's cultures and wickedness put into one designated spot that's called Babylon. Okay, which is Rome, just how Rome was a melting pot of people and nations and wicked ways and tributaries and you know, parts and pieces of moving and shifting, you know, ways and vibrations of wickedness, man.
Which is hard for me to understand how that's so hard for people to see. How America is not just the spitting image of Rome all over again.
Because the Lord will put strong delusions on people.
Right.
And you, like the brother from GMS Chicago said today in their live chat, you're not breaking that. Right. There's no precept that you're going to bring out. There's no trigger word you're going to say. If the Lord puts a strong delusion on somebody, only the Lord can take that strong delusion off.
That's right.
And it's there for a reason.
Or you can be in denial and just choose not to believe it until
the very last second.
Ultimately, you know, the worst case scenario happens, which to an American, the worst case scenario is America being destroyed. Okay, everything
crashing.
Yeah, everything that people live and die for in this society, all going to nothing. Like the brother said, based off the dollar crashing.
And then, you know, when it's talking about has had won many battles and wars, they're doing the same thing modern day. America's only had 17 years of peace, man. The other years that America has existed, or even the states, not even going back to when it was just America, going back to when it was the 13 colonies, they have been at war.
That's right.
With somebody.
Okay, so Esau is a man of warfare, but not of fair warfare. Yep. Esau's not a man that his sword is as balanced and as sharp as everyone else's sword. Esau went and found a sword that, you know, under every other sword has no comparison.
It doesn't. Yeah.
That was his blessing.
But it's still competitive.
So that his warfare, even though that Jake is stronger, faster, smarter, better in every single dimension of the word, man, he would still lose. He would still fail because the equipment and the how would I say it, the devices of wickedness and death that was given unto Esau was stronger.
We're blessed.
The
Lord was working with him, like the brother was saying. The Lord was with.
He liked when he conversated with Job.
Right. When he says with David. Same thing.
You guys ever remember those classic Batman Superman fights as children? The cartoons? When was the only time Superman won? Never. Against Batman? Never. You know why? Because Batman had kryptonite. Batman was weaker.
And Esau's kryptonite.
Batman was smaller. The sword is that kryptonite. That's our kryptonite right now is that sword. If it wasn't for that, it would be a laser beam to the forehead.
That's right.
You're done. Sorry, you took too much of my time. That was 1 second I didn't want to waste. Or it's going to be a frozen breath. You're an icicle. But because that little tiny rock, that kryptonite, whatever it is, it could be today. The modern kryptonite today would actually be drugs. Drugs kills more people than anything else. So that's the modern day sword now. Drugs, guns.
And the reason Jake is so inflicted by drugs is because this place fucking sucks. It blows for them. It's literally a jail without bars.
And then they push it on you.
And they're like, all right, we'll go make money and go make revenue and then bring us revenue. And live by doing that.
And we're going to make our money off of you working. How's that sound?
And that's that gaining many strongholds. Okay?
That's right.
So it says, and went through the ends of the earth to take spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him. So the earth was quiet. Jake gets shot down in the street. Day to day, we're quiet about it. We ride for a day, take off our shoes, throw it, break a glass, you know, steal some Jordans,
press conference,
fucking
shoot a gun in the air.
Light a 7-Eleven on fire. Real nice, guys.
A couple Black Lives Matter press conferences.
You know what I'm saying? And then 2 more niggas get killed. Then they're like, all right, but we don't want no problems no more. But rip my niggas.
But let an Edomite overdose on some heroin. Let an Edomite stick a needle in their arm and their child is in the back seat. We need to do something about this national outrage. Should you not? The whole crack epidemic that swept the 80s, there's no program out there except for DARE. All DARE does, in reality, is teach children. It teaches children what drugs you need to identify and what they do to you. They don't tell you preventative steps. They don't. Yeah. They'll say, oh, they're bad. We're not going to tell you not to, but they're bad. It's your choice. But let an Edomite overdose on some H and see what happens. This country's going nuts right now because you have Edomites all over the Midwest to East Coast with their children with them.
In the backseat.
Backseat, in the park, in a Walmart parking lot. There's multiple sightings where they're just K'd out.
OD.
But yeah, it's a problem when it's an Edomite K'd out or a so-called white person like K'd out on heroin, but let some Jake get popped in the streets while he has his hands up and he's helping a disabled person. That's just one case. Shoot him. He's a danger. Shoot him. Let a man literally going around with a gun, shooting people in a park. Let him keep waving around that gun pointed at you, and you wait right until he's about to pull the trigger to shoot him, and don't kill him. Don't kill him. That's the difference. So for all you, oh, it's forgive and forget. Oh, white people, they're not that bad. And it's not even white people. It's these elites. It's these people making all this shit happen.
That's right.
The ones who can literally say, we're going to sell you a pig burger, call it beef, because we know you can't eat pork. We're going to acquit a person of first-degree murder we have evidence on, who people are literally waiting to be convicted. We're going to let them go free countless times, and for that one person that does a minor offense, 20 years of life.
That's that ass.
20 years of life. There's a man, although he shouldn't have been smoking, 2 J's. My man serving 20 to life for 2 J's. A female cop, the one that was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that shot up boy with his hands up, going to his car to get his license registration, or that having car trouble, she just got off. So, and the reason why she got off, a juror said, is because she was hungry and tired. That's why they found her not guilty. So if you're an Edomite, what they're saying is it's okay if you kill somebody if you're hungry and tired. But if you're Jake, fuck that. I don't want to catch you stealing. I don't want to catch you looking at no white. I don't want to
even walk down the street a certain way with your hoodie up.
Bro, if I see that hoodie up, I'm shooting on sight.
Hey man, but that also shows you the tenacity of this devil that we're dealing with, dude.
Just like Jeremiah 17, they cast away all pity, man.
That's what I'm saying.
They were fun.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they're actually happy, some people.
That shows you that's what I'm saying. It shows the tenacity of this demon, dude. He'll give his own people heroin. That's another big reason why the U.S. is in the Middle East right now. Because of the profitability of opium and opiates. Not only in the U.S. pharmaceutical industry, but globally. That's everybody.
And black market, man.
So they're over here pushing these drugs. Like the brother said, there was a crack epidemic. Nobody gave a fuck.
Not a fuck give it.
But this devil, he's so ruthless. He's putting premium grade heroin on the streets for his own people to use it.
And then making a story out of it.
And making money. And then, like the brother said, creating a false flag situation for people to start raising drug awareness.
It's the same devil that did this in Rome. The same devil that did this in Babylon.
And the funniest part is, you don't even have to go back that far for people to realize this shit has happened before. Vietnam.
Right.
We literally started a fake war. Vietnam was a fake. If you look it up, what we did was we sunk one of our decommissioned battle cruisers in their waters, blamed it on them to start the war. It was, just like you said, what's big in Asia right now? Or what's big? They have a bunch of poppies, yeah, opium. That's their thing. You ever watch a Kung Fu movie and you see them pumping them long pipes?
Go back to Tropical Thunder.
That's what that was about.
They showed exactly why they were there in that movie.
But no, let's not pay attention to that.
Made it funny.
And that's the point, though. Like, people want to think that America's this country that only does it for justice or freedom. Well, what freedom is there when an entire battalion gang rapes a 12-year-old girl?
Right.
What kind of freedom does she have? Or what kind of freedom is there when you got a mom and dad strung out on the streets because we sent our little private contractors over there to bring back the pop.
A nun just got arrested the other day for helping six priests fuck a little boy.
And that number right there, 6. But let's not pay attention to that. Let's pay attention to what's his name, Lil Yachty. Right. His new album.
And also, the churches are still good even though that happens, but we're the devils.
Yeah,
we're the assholes out here on the corners yelling at people. Right. Because the church is not wrong.
Or we're the rapists. Even though they literally have charges brought against them for raping, molesting.
Like, no, like you.
But we're the rapists.
Dick in an asshole of a boy.
Another boy.
Well, in that Pizzagate thing, people started dying.
Yeah.
You know, like when shit started coming out where these high-ranking, corporate giants and stuff were raping and touching little boys
and killing them,
and politicians and stuff, people that started coming out with that shit started coming up missing and stuff.
Why do you think Hillary Clinton had like 18 people killed this year?
And they were like lawyer, judge, lawyer. I'm like, damn, bitch.
That's the type.
Lawyer. Can you at least
like, yo, these niggas with damn near almost $1 million just off. What's going on?
Like, you can just pay them, say, keep quiet. Like, you got to make it obvious.
Let's get back into this, though. And basically, the earth was quiet before him, so all these wickedness things are happening, man. But ain't nobody want to say nothing about it. Okay? Because whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up, so the Lord exalted him to do such though. Just like he exalted David, there's a time and place for everything. So there's a time for mourning. Right now we're mourning, man. When the wicked are in rulership, the earth mourneth. When the righteous beareth rule, the earth rejoice. Okay, so we're mourning right now. Why? We're in fucking hell, man. We're in captivity. We're in literally a prison max for our people because we cannot live righteous here. It's impossible.
That cuts that whole, the Jews over in Israel are the real Jews. That cuts that shit right there.
And you know what that causes, man? Day in, day out, fucking, what is it called, man? That's what I was like, I got distracted, goddamn. But day in, day out, what is it, man? Strife, man. Alright? You're always in peril, man. Even when you're chilling, when you're just, relaxing, ain't nothing really fucking with you, you're still in peril.
That's that grope at noonday.
Oh, yeah.
That's that Deuteronomy 28. We can grab that.
Yeah.
When it's
I know exactly
when it's morning, thou shalt say, I wish it was night. When
60,
it was night, thou shalt say, I wish it was
28
morning.
and 66.
Right.
Come on, I got you. You want me to bring it out right now?
Come on, go ahead.
And this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 67. Or I'm going to start at 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
God, because he's that overshadower, man. He's that overseer. Esau, your life is in balance because you live under his rule.
Right.
You're in mourning. When the wicked are in rulership, you will mourn.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you ignorant Jake are doing, man. The difference is you don't care. You don't understand. You say you have the audacity to say, why is my baby dead? He was innocent. When the nigga was out selling drugs. When the nigga was out with his homies fucking another man's wife, man. Why did he get killed? Because the man is fucking wicked.
My baby, he didn't do nothing.
And he lives under the wicked, and the wicked don't give a goddamn shit about him, man. It's simple.
In fact, a lot of those nigga women mothers of those Jake kids that got shot or have been shot, they took checks. They took large settlements and just disappeared.
Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown.
Yeah, they took large state settlements to settle out of court. They took a price for their kids' life for the devil to smoke their kids, man.
And some of those kids, like you said, a lot of them are out there being miscreants. But some of those kids were just sacrifices. Their parents said, I'm tired of not being Esau.
God.
You got a meal? Well, how much is little Trayvon's life worth? Does 50 sound good?
God. And Trayvon and man, Trayvon Martin looks like a spitting image of Emmett Till. Now I don't know what that brother may have done or if that's the same spirit.
He didn't do shit.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't do shit.
In his past lives, but he's got judgment twice now, bad. If that's the same spirit, man.
But then George Zimmerman, it's got to come in double.
And he's probably the same dude that killed Emmett Till.
That's
the same dude, man.
But let's not talk.
Regeneration.
That reincarnation. Let's not get into that because then people are going to be like, "Oh, here we go again. It's that fantasy. They're talking about reincarnation, spiritual powers, and
it's
UFOs."
funny too, man, because people act like that, but people are so drawn to it. Why do you think they go to movies that deal with that and watch it? But it's different for when the white man put it into a masterpiece for you. But when the masterpiece that was already written come out and it doesn't benefit you, then it's crazy. then it's because Esau believes in his little sci-fi. That with his science he can go into the past. He can determine the future. He already knows. He's this and that. But when the Lord is like, well, you strive for that. I've always been that.
People are like, what are you talking about?
I made that.
So what are you talking about? No, this is Esau. This is
You know
Esau stuff. What are you talking
then it's, oh, y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all niggas are insane. Y'all believe in wildness, and you got, I mean, you do got bugged out Israelites, man. You are that fair share of bugged out motherfuckers who know that they're Israel. But that's that many are called but few chosen, man.
Right, sifted.
You got Israelites that believe in fucking mermaids, man, and are literally having teachings, live shows about how mermaids exist instead of edifying the flock on the parables of the scriptures, man.
Or stupid shit like the tribe of Dan.
Or you got brothers who don't even do edification and just try to go back and forth with GMS and try to bring out how brothers are rapists instead of sitting down and edifying history or the scriptures or a verse or a testimony or doing something in regards to the edification of the flock, man.
And like the brother said earlier, if it's for edification's sake, or if you're truly rebuking GMS,
still.
Yeah, and you're using scripts, there's no problem with that. What people seem to think is that GMS or members of GMS are some kind of pussy or punk just because we're calling out people who literally do nothing but bitch. That doesn't make me a bitch. I'm just being observant. That's it.
And hey, if you get mad, if the shoe fits, wear that bitch, man. All right, we know what we're doing. We know that we come out in season, out of season. Right. We have faith that our elder apostles are the men that the Lord has set up for you to follow in the scriptures, in this truth, man. And if you don't believe that, then hey, do your thing, man. Do what you think is right at the end of the day. But we gonna do what the scripture said is right. And like the elders always say, me and my family, me and my brothers, we follow the Lord. We're about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's business. Okay? We're not about, what Nathaniel says business. Or what Johannes says, man. We're about these scriptures, man. If you can't compete scripturally, or you can't edify with the scriptures, man, then I don't want nothing to do with you. And you ain't got much to do with me.
Well, they make merchandise of this truth too, man. That's something that we don't do, and people don't take notice of that. These other camps, man, they make merchandise of this truth. They sell shirts, they make rap videos, they
have their own artists.
Yeah, they have these huge tributes on Passover days, celebrations, all
dance
these
parties,
all the sponsorship from the government. Yeah, the 503(c) sponsorship. And GMS, we don't do any of that. And what did the apostles and Yahweh Shai do when he was on the earth? He didn't sell the truth, man. In fact,
he taught that word. He actually gave it out.
Right. In fact, the places that were selling the truth, like the synagogues and stuff, he went in there and raised hell. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And I forgot to tell y'all, brothers, this, and I don't even know if this is a known fact. But Nathaniel this year had a shirt made and a poster made of him and all his little bishops or his little him, and then him in the middle as the Last Supper, man, and him as Yahweh Shai.
Hell no.
That's something that came out this Passover, man.
And see, that's ultimately what...
Yeah, I got it.
I didn't even say nothing about that.
I found this out.
That's ultimately what he wants to be. That's his role. Like the elders always say, people don't have an issue with us per se. It's more that they have an issue with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They have an issue with the image, the possibility that the Lord could possibly be a so-called Negro. All right?
Or that his name is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Or that he's not down with America like the IUIC is.
Or this fucking world. It's not even just
IUIC
America.
is down with America.
Right.
Yeah, because that's
they don't want Babylon to be destroyed.
Yeah,
they don't want the prophecies to happen to the so-called white man. That damn GOCC accepts the white man into their camps.
And all those other camps, they got contingency plans, man. They were contingency, basically planning for the future.
Yeah, fallback.
And then those Israelites that be saying that they're literally saying that if you can convert to being an Israelite, that these other nations can convert.
Yeah, you can be grafted in.
Like,
But,
man, it's blood in, blood out, playboy.
But this is I got it for him though.
You gotta be born into this family, bruh.
That's right.
There it is. This is I'm gonna start at the
If you ain't
beginning.
born of Israel, then I don't trust you. Hey, you know what I'm
But
saying?
this is 1 Peter chapter 5. I'm gonna start at 1. The elders which are among you I exhort,
That's right.
who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Hamashiach.
So what you got, man, is you got a bunch of badass little kids, man. All right, and the way I always look at it, man, is looking at my cousin Evan, man. He's a badass little kid. He always was. He's my older cousin, though. And I remember him and my sister, man, because I grew up with my grandparents. So I was with my Judite grandfather a lot, man. And I remember this time where I was little, I was eating lunch in the kitchen, and my cousin Evan let Giselle into my grandfather's room where he was taking a nap, and they were pulling down their pants and mooning him and shaking their ass at him while he was sleeping. Okay. And granted, this is the man that literally taught us everything we know. He taught us how to work the land, how to work the farm, okay.
But he taught you how to work.
Plant, how to be somebody, basically.
There.
All right, simple and plain. He's a teacher. He's a guidance for all of us. Right? And they're shaking their ass in his face. That's who at the Israelite camps. That's who Sakaris. That's who Nates, man. All right, because you're not respecting those who taught you in the right doctrine, man. Because they didn't teach you the wrong doctrine. You got a problem because when you typed in the Google search after learning the truth and you were a year in and you knew these things, you knew these great things, that you were exposed to secrets that you thought were so great, you started to feel yourself. You started to think to yourself, hey man, I might have a little bit more idea than these dudes that talk about what I'm saying right now. I mean, shit, I think I got a little bit more swag than these dudes right here.
But
You got that Saul spirit, man.
It's those two words
You
though.
gonna
I
die
think.
like Saul, man, as an embarrassment. Saul died fighting the Philistines, right? Right. He was fighting and he got his
Haircut.
Right, he got his hair cut
Afro.
and on top of that,
And then he caught three darts.
He literally got surrounded on top of a hill by 3 armies.
But
He was attacked on every
side.
side. And his little long old hair that he loved.
No braids, yeah.
Like this and got killed. Surrounded by armies, man. Alright? And guess what? That was judgment, but it was judgment out of love. You know why? Because when you go off, you get your ass whooped.
There it is. What's the ultimate ass whooping? Death.
Yeah.
Correction.
Correct.
Hey man, on a side note, how big would you have to be to get your hair
And
braids?
think about it like this: the Lord, everything's in writing. The Lord had written the end from the beginning, the beginning and the end. So, if judgment's written, that's nothing. But what do you do when you fuck up when you're writing a paper? When you were in school and you misspell? Did you leave the misspelling? Did you leave that on your paper for your teacher to grade? No, you delete.
Well, you had your first draft, your second draft,
And then your
Your
final,
final draft.
and your final.
You know what I'm saying? Okay? And when you misprint something, it was deleted, revised, renewed,
Yep.
regenerated. It's not, man, it's so simple. You people are complicated, man. Okay, that's what it is. The Lord is a black man. His name is Yahweh Shai. The Heavenly Father is about one nation, loves one nation, and is for one nation. Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The so-called white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and you other nations have joined with him and will be punished for that, and you will all go into slavery. You will be released. The so-called white man will die. Will be perished. That's the
And
scriptures.
For you Philly touchy motherfuckers, black ain't a thing. It's a reference point.
That's right.
The Lord is melanated.
Are you talking about currents?
You're not white. You're fucking red, and not all Edomites are white.
I thought
There's such thing as a tear.
Right.
There are literally Edomites that look like me, and there are Israelites that look like
the
him.
chocolate drops.
Yeah, the chocolate covered Edomites,
Yep.
or
Them chocolate covered mushrooms, bro.
Huh.
Marshmallows.
or as we used to, for confusion of face back when I was a kid, we used to call them reverse Oreos.
Yep.
Like basically a Jake that you knew was a Jake. Didn't look like a Jake though. We used to call them reverse Oreos.
Yeah, the Nillas. The chocolate
the
inside.
vanilla ices.
Yeah, I was like,
the
man,
white
nah,
chocolates.
he reverse Oreo.
Bro, remember when
reverse Oreo.
Jason Williams first started getting good? And
Yeah,
you
white
started seeing
chocolate?
More and more white dudes are so quote unquote white dudes.
Yeah, I started getting cornrows and started to dribble.
You know what I'm saying?
Do all that flash. Like, whoa, we can do that? No, not we. certain ones of you.
They can do that.
There's a certain group of people that are better, and
Yeah.
you're a part of them.
And then,
That
and then you
remnant.
always, and then there was that one dude that was dark as hell but sucked at fucking everything.
He's a part of the other ones.
Or he's a Hamite.
Yeah, or he's a Hamite.
Either way, he's a heathen.
And
but-
he'll be punished.
But that's what kills me. Like, if anything, it's that people get caught up on the simple shit. Like, they don't get caught up on the name Yahushua. They don't get caught up on Cornelius is a Israelite. They get caught up on the word black and white. So, saying all white people? What? Dude, what?
And the word black is just as bad as somebody
Exactly.
calling you a nigger.
A nigger. Actually, it's worse.
It
Because
makes
nigger means ignorant.
and
Black means evil.
you don't know shit.
Yeah, you're dark,
Void of
dull,
understanding.
void. You're nothing. At least nigger, you're something. You're ignorant. That means you know something. But if you're black, that means you're void.
Yep.
But people would rather be called black
And that's the vibration that
than an Israelite.
Yep. That Israel spreads out right now. We have the BET, what centric
Black entertainment.
logo.
And who's that set up by, man?
By
You know,
Esau.
and it's not set up by black. BET ain't set up by so-called black people.
It's called George Soros.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
It's literally owned
Well,
by
Jews.
the people that stole your identity.
Or such a Jewish.
So they made a programming to design you to say I am a black person, or I am a black, or I am a nigger, or I am associated with everything black,
Yeah, 'cause-
dark, bad. They program that into your mind, man. It's owned by the people who, back in Jeremiah 17:4, were saying the thing, we shall discontinue from them
Here we
heritage,
go.
that the name of Israel shall be no more
I got it.
remembrance, man.
There's this website or article. Top 10 things you thought were black owned but aren't. Here we go. BET, number 10. It's owned by a dude, Robert Johnson. No, that's who started it. He sold it to Viacom. Def Jam Records. A lot of people think Russell Simmons. Nope. Mark Echo. You know the
Clothing?
Rhino? Yeah. That's not. Jimmy Jazz. I have no clue what Jimmy Jazz is.
It's probably an East Coast thing.
I think so. Let's see.
Holes in your pockets, man. That Jake got that car, but probably can't even pay for rent.
And
It's
that
all
car's
raggedy.
rattling.
It's all raggedy.
Exactly.
Piece of shit. So
But that's just like literally like people think that just because it has the word black on it means it's for black people. Like I gotta go get me the new Modelo Negro
yeah.
because it's negro, which means black. I gotta go. I gotta get me a Guinness because it's dark beer.
It's that's that soft. You ever see that movie They Live? John Carpenter.
Con, I'm here
Well,
to
yeah.
kick gas and chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble
All
gum.
out of bubble gum.
And that's what America really is. Low
I know
key.
what that quote is from,
Not
though,
even
yeah.
low key. It's high key.
I heard it's a good movie too.
Yeah, he puts these glasses on, man, and he looks at the signs, like the advertising, like you say about Modelo and shit.
Yeah, he's like, what the
They always include a woman or a half-naked woman in that, and when he puts the glasses on, what the sign really says, it tells you like in words what they're really trying to do, and it's like lust. It's like buy money.
Yeah.
Or buy booze.
Buy booze. Lust.
Or trust. Or go to
Adultery.
sleep. Or yeah.
That's why they call it
Don't
Bank of
worry,
America
yeah.
a trust. That's why they call banks trust.
Nope.
That's why they that's why they call like
In God we trust.
yeah. That's why they got in God we trust in their courts. That's why they got anything that's mass produced is called a farm. So you got anywhere from chicken farms to spruce farms. So how do you mass produce something without genetically engineering it? You don't. Because naturally, a tree only produces so many seeds.
That's right.
Naturally. So if you only have so many seeds to go with,
You gotta fuck with it.
how do you keep bringing out that productivity?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a part of that crafty council too. That engineering, like the brother would say, they engineered Jake to be a coon. Because what role do you